This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness. With the people, products, and technology to take you there, it's why they say, at PennyMac, greatness lives here.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Mike Savino. The first few months of the year were marked by intense buyer competition, with sellers able to get tens of thousands above listing price as soon as they put a home on the market. But as the market continues to shift, it's now the sellers who are facing competition. House Canary's latest market pulse says that economic uncertainty is affecting both buyers and sellers. On the one hand, elevated rates have contributed to a decrease in net new listing volume, with would-be sellers sitting on high amounts of equity and locked-in low mortgage rates. But at the same time, consumers continue to sit out as the sudden spike in home prices and rising interest rates have made home buying unaffordable for so many people. The result? New listings in July were down compared to July of 2021, but overall inventory was still up. Combine that with fewer purchase contracts, and price drops more than doubled from what they were a year ago. Consequently, those opposing forces have pushed price growth into negative territory, even though prices remain at record high and the nationwide supply shortage we have experienced since 2020 persists. Those market factors have caused mortgage applications to reach their lowest point in 22 years in mid-July, but luckily things have rebounded over the last week. Applications creeped up by 1.2% last week when compared to the prior week, thanks in large part to mortgage rates slipping. We saw a boost in both purchases and refis. The refi index was up 2% last week, while purchases rose by 1%. And still, refis and purchase loans are both down significantly from where they were a year ago. And with concerns that the economy is headed for a recession, originators can feel a lot of pressure trying to find new borrowers. Our own Katie Jensen has more on how you can tap into what could soon be the biggest force in the housing market.
There's a popular saying among mortgage professionals: the only thing that remains consistent in this industry is change. That means the most valuable skill for mortgage professionals is to adapt. On the latest episode of Gated Communities, reality star and Latino real estate mogul Yanira Suarez says originators have to adapt their marketing strategies to reach the fastest growing demographic of homebuyers for the next 2 decades.
Yeah, the statistics are saying that by 2025, 70% of the home ownership or the home buyers would be Latinos. 70%, that's a huge number in the market.
Suarez says the best way to start building a relationship with the Latino community is to show you care about the borrower before moving into your sales pitch.
The Latino community wants to feel love, wants to feel inclusive on everything, wants to feel respected, wants to feel appreciated, and wants to feel that the person that they're working with cares about them and their family, not just another commission.
Even better, once you build trust and help out a few Latino families, your business will spread by word of mouth, and very quickly.
When you help a family, they're so grateful to you, and they're bound to you. And if you look at my page, we have hundreds and hundreds of testimonies. And you're going to hear that all of them say, yes, con Yanira sí se puede. Yes, we can. Because they know that when they come to us, we're going to make it work.
Suarez explains that these borrowers want to work with someone hardworking and creative when it comes to finding the right type of financing.
I have other builders that are willing to give my clients up to $35,000 towards lowering their interest, lowering maybe a discount on the purchase price, and paying all closing costs. So I'm still finding the ways to make it affordable for everybody to be able to qualify for their home.
For more in-depth advice on how to start working with Latino borrowers, listen to the new episode of Gated Communities, the Mortgage News Network's podcast on how to help underserved borrowers, coming out on August 3rd. For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Katie Jensen.
Come to Originator Connect in Las Vegas to learn more about tapping into multicultural customer bases. That's just one of the many topics on the agenda starting August 19th. To sign up, go to originatorconnect.com. In other news, PennyMac's earnings in the second quarter fell by more than a third compared to where they were last year, as the company feels the crunch of the financial downturn. PennyMac's production segment, which includes loan originations and acquisitions, took a significant hit during the quarter. The $9.7 million in pre-tax income was 96% lower than last year. And that's meant job cuts. PennyMac has laid off 475 employees through 3 rounds of cuts. Chairman and CEO David Spector said during Tuesday's earnings call that PennyMac has shaved $100 million in operating costs compared to last year's averages. While never easy, we took quick action and made significant reductions in our overall headcount, decreased our marketing spending due to lower expected response rates and returns, and identified and implemented additional efficiencies across the enterprise. And finally, with home values continuing to rise, tappable equity set a new record for the 10th straight quarter. Black Knight says homeowners now have $11.5 trillion of equity in their homes nationwide, up $500 billion from the first quarter. Meanwhile, Adams' Home Equity and Underwater report indicates almost half of mortgaged residential properties are equity rich. But we may finally be reaching an inflection point. Home appreciation growth is leveling off. And Black Knight says 11 of the 50 most equity-rich markets saw drops in the second quarter.
This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.